So the mom was going on an overnight trip and the dad just had something going on. I was supposed to stay till 12 when the dad would be home, but I did not see the dad because he was already gone when I got there. I only saw the mom. But keep in mind, I've been babysitting for these people at that point. I think I was on like month 4 and I did like one night a month for like their date nights, but this just happened to be that. So I did not see the dad until he came home at like 10:30. So the dad came home at 10:30 and I thought it was odd, obviously, because yeah, so I like got up and I was like, oh, hi. And then a like lady came in behind him and I was like, what the hell is this? And then he was like, oh, we're home early. And I was like, who's we? I was like, oh, I haven't had the chance to meet you. Like, hi, I'm Lily. I'm their babysitter. And then he was like, why are you introducing yourself to my wife? And I literally sat there like this. I was like, huh? And then I was like, there's no way you're trying to like gaslight me into thinking that that's your wife. I know what your wife looks like. So what? And then he was like, you don't know what you're talking. And then he was trying to like just yell at me. And I was like, okay, no. Here's what's going to happen. You can pay me $750 in cash and I won't say anything to her. And then he was like, $750, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, pay it or I'll literally FaceTime her right now. Then he was like, okay. So then he ended up giving me $800 in cash. He was like, you won't tell. I was like, no, I won't tell her. Lying. So then I was like, all right, peace out. I left. But I actually didn't leave. I purposely left my book on one of the kitchen chairs so I'd have an excuse to go back the next day when the wife was back home. And then I left out the front door, but then I snuck into the backyard and I took a picture through the sliding doors of them kissing in the kitchen so I had proof, because that is a big accusation to walk around and say, your husband of 13 years is cheating on you. I don't want to be like that. So I took my little picture. I took a picture and a video, actually. And then I left, went home. And then I called the wife 2 days later when she got back from her trip. And I was like, hi, like, I accidentally left my book there. Do you mind if I pick it up? She was like, yeah, of course. Come on over, honey. I knew he was at work because I didn't want to do it while he was there because I'm kind of scared of him. Just a little. And then I was like, yeah, I'm so sorry to tell you, but this and this happened. I just recounted the story. And then I showed her proof. And she was like, what? Like, that's not a... And then I took her to her appointment with her divorce lawyer. I'm still babysitting for her today. And that's it. And I don't know what happened to him, but the settlement was nice. That's all I know.
So much wrong with this picture. I can't understand for the life of me how y'all dudes keep getting finessed, keep fumbling the bag, and keep putting yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to having a lack of dick discipline. Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. The obvious thing is, of course we know, okay, the cheating, whatever, so on and so forth. You can have your opinion on that. But the real red flags came from his inability to really be able to assess his situation, and instead he's seen it all the way through. I'm gonna give you an example. I don't understand, even for single guys, let alone a guy that's married with children, I can't understand why you dudes are taking these women back to your house. Why do y'all do that? Like, y'all not afraid, tripping that they can set y'all up, put y'all in a difficult position, maybe come back when they get pissed at you in order to tell your chick or whatever like that? I don't get how guys just so willy-nilly is willing to take a chick back to their house. Man, there's so many guys that got set up, especially for a dude that's cheating. You telling me instead of spending a little bit of money on a hotel room in which you force her to pay for the hotel room, don't put it on your cards, don't put it on your accounts, don't do none of that. You force her to pay for the hotel room so that there's no way for them to be able to track it back to you. And then you go about doing your business, but instead he wanted to spend, instead of spending a couple $100s on a hotel room, he spent $800 trying to keep the babysitter quiet. That's A. B, you gotta understand that these girls, these women, as they grow up, they're taught to be loyal to other women. If you don't think that these colleges and all of these TikToks and everything that's going on in the internet, and even what they being taught in their own household, right, is all based off of staying loyal to other women, they're going to do the thing that's in the best interest of the woman, not you, because they don't give a fuck about you. They already think that you an asshole. They think that you doing something that's evil and egregious and negative, and they're tied to the kids. The babysitter is tied to the kids. She's been babysitting for a period of time in which she now has an emotional connection to the children. And so she's gonna do the thing that's in the best interest of the woman, not the guy. And then, and this is the funniest part, he gave her $800, right? Which the minute that she said, nah, you're gonna have to give me this instead of that, you should have known you was getting finessed. If you can't tell, or if you don't know the people that's around you that's finessing you, he gave her the $800 and she still came back and told the wife anyway. The worst part about this whole conversation is that he treated her like she was a little idiot, like she don't have eyes. And we don't give kids and the people around us enough credit to be able to know exactly what's going on and be able to parse that through. You knew when you was a child, you can recall certain things that was happening, and you could say, ah man, I can't believe I can remember this as early as 6, 7 years old, or whatever like that. But you don't expect these people to be able to pay attention to what's going on. So she been babysitting. She know your wife, know your kids, know you, probably know your house inside out better than you do. And you walking in with a chick like, oh man, this is my wife. What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking? Because either this is your first time and you an idiot, or you just an idiot, period. And you just tried to get one off and pass one off. And then the funniest part about it is that he's still seeing it through. My boy, he's seeing it through. Even afterwards, he said, listen, I gave her $800. She should be quiet. And he was pissed about the $800, and then he's seen it through enough for her to actually go back and take pictures. This is why it's so important for y'all to have dick discipline. A level of dick discipline will force you to start seeing things a little more clearly. And more importantly, dick discipline is not to prevent you from doing whatever it is that you're going to do with your cock. Dick discipline is to force you to start paying attention to how not to fumble the bag, right? It's now your kids in a different household. Now we gonna tell her and hold her accountable and say that she should have chose better and all of this other type of stuff. And it makes it very difficult for us to solve for, the real issue in most of these problems, which is the women choose to get divorced. But at the same time, it's hard for me to justify that when you over here being a fuckboy and negotiating with the babysitter and bringing a side chick to your house. You brought a side chick to the house that you probably created your children in and had sex probably in the bed that you and your wife sleep in every night. It's so many more red flags in this conversation. So for example, her coming to your house could ultimately make a mistake. It could be a piece of hair somewhere. She could leave an earring somewhere. Something could happen that would again trigger another red flag for you getting caught. Never mind the fact that you probably shouldn't be doing it anyway. That's not even a conversation, because that's easy. That's light work. The question that we asking ourselves is, are you guys idiots and are you not able to think your way through a paper bag, punch your way out of a brown paper bag? Because I don't know what y'all thinking and why y'all doing what y'all doing. And if you did, right? If you did, the one shot, the one opportunity, and the one thing that the wife is probably paying attention to most is that she's gone, which then leaves you an extraordinary amount of time for you to get caught up. That's the time that you didn't fuck up. Then she's going to be scorned for the rest of her life, and then she's not going to be able to unsee what she saw with you, and she's going to be taking that into all of the future relationships that she have with men. We got to do better. We got to start thinking a little bit differently, and I'm telling you, dick discipline will save you tens, hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars if you just go about thinking your way through it a little bit differently, and then you don't find yourself at a very negative situation. And then the babysitter is gonna go and finesse you, and she gonna go and tell on you, and she gonna still make money from the mother, because the mother still feels a sense of loyalty and she feels like she can trust her now. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.